in the Department of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the topic Internet and various protocols. First of all, I would like to tell you about the Internet protocols. You all know about the Internet, and the protocol is basically the set of rules, you can say, because in every system there is a protocol. Like if we are talking about the college system, university system, school system, in fact your home system, there is a protocol which you have to follow it. As per the protocol with some type of rules, on the basis of those, you have to follow those rules and regulations if you enter or exist in that protocol. Okay, so protocol, as I told you, that is a set of rules, and part of the protocol specifies where on the envelope that delivery address needs to be written. So if the delivery address is written is wrong in the wrong place, the letter cannot be delivered. Okay, so there is some kind of protocol, means everything is mentioned should be clear, where to transfer the packets, where the data should be transferred. If you are talking about the internet, then we all know about that. There is IP address, there are some sites through which cookies are maintained. Okay, so through IP address we can transfer the data also, and the medium is the internet, world wide web. We are transferring data anywhere, anything. Okay, so the internet protocol are set of rules governing communication within the and between computers on a network. Here you see the main functions of protocols, and what are those functions? First is the identifying errors, compressing the data, deciding how the data is to be sent, addressing the data, deciding how to announce, send and receive data. Now these are the commonly used internet protocols which we are using. Uh, you heard about this TCP/IP, that is transmission control protocol, or IP means internet protocol. Okay, so transmission control means they are transferring something to the protocol and in a controlled manner. Okay, as I told you, the example, the delivery address is, if the delivery address is wrong, then the data is not posted in the right place. Okay, so this TCP/IP protocol has become the dominant standard of internet working, and this represents a set of public standards that specify how packets of information are exchanged between the computers over one or more networks. Second is the IPX or SPX, that is Internet Packet Exchange and Sequence Packet Exchange. Okay, uh, this IPX and or SPX is a protocol suite originally employed by a novel corporation's network operating system, NetWare. And then the third one is the NetBEUI, that means NetBIOS Extended User Interface. This network extended user interface is the protocol primarily on small Windows NT networks. You have heard about that Windows 98, Windows 95, Windows NT, Windows 2000. Okay, so these all are the like operating system, you can say. And NetBEUI cannot be routed or used by routers talk to each other on a large network. So in this is suitable for large peer-to-peer networks involving a few computers directly, which is connected to each other. So you can see in this diagram, these are the commonly used internet protocol. This TCP/IP, IT, SPX, NetBU, FPT, File Transfer Protocol, Telnet you have heard about, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, SSH, IMAS, AppleTalk, HTTP, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. These all are the commonly used internet protocols. AppleTalk is a protocol suite to network Macintosh computers, and this is basically designed to run over local talk, which is the Apple LAN physical topology, and it is also designed to run over major LAN types, notably that is Ethernet and Token Ring. So the next is the HTTP, means Hypertext Transfer Protocol. This governs how files such as text, graphics, sound, and video are exchanged on the World Wide Web. Next is the FTP, that means File Transfer Protocol. This service provides for the file transfer and manipulation, and it allows multiple simultaneously computers that lack security features. Then the next is the SSH, that is Secure Shell, is used to securely connect to a remote computer. And the next is the Telnet, means this Telnet is an application which is used to connect to a remote computer that lacks security features. Okay, and POP3 means Post Office Protocol. It is used to download email from remote mail server. And if we are talking about the IMAP, means Internet Message Access Protocol, and this protocol is used to download email from a remote mail server. And the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, that is SMTP, is used to send email to a remote email server. Now another term is the IP addressing. An IP addressing is a number that is used to identify a device on the network, and for this each device on a network must have a unique IP address to communicate with other network devices. And the network devices are devices that move data across the network, including hubs, switches, and routers. Next is this IP address on a LAN, in which each host, that is device that sends or receives information on the network, and network device must have an IP address within the same network to be able to communicate with each other. Okay. An IP address consists of a series of 32 binary bits, that is ones and zeros, and it is of course very difficult for humans to read binary IP address. So for this reason the 32 bits are grouped into 4 8-bit bytes called ostets. And then an IP address, even it is grouped format, is hard for humans to read, write and remember. So there are 5 classes of IP addresses: class A, B, C, D and E. The class A, the purpose of class A is used for large networks, which is implemented by large companies and some countries. And for class B, it is used for medium-sized network, which is implemented by the universities. And if we are talking about class C, this class C is used for small networks, which is implemented by ISPs for customer subscriptions. And class D is used for special use for multicasting, and class E is used for experimental testing. Now come to the subnet mask. This subnet mask indicates the network portion of an IP address. Like the IP address, the subnet mask is a dotted decimal number. Now see in this this the table, you see this various IP addresses. This shows a default subnet mask for usable IP addresses that are mapped to the first three classes of the IP address. You see here first three classes. In this 255.0.0.0, this is class A, okay, which indicates that the first offset, it is as I told you that it is divided into uh, group in this, okay, you see here divided into 4 8-bit bytes, okay. So here this address is divided like this. This first octet of the IP address is the network portion, okay. If you see here this 255 and 255.0.0, this is class P, which indicates that the first two, means these two octets of the IP address are the network portion. In this only the IP address is the network portion, and this is the 2, okay. Here in class C, there are 255, you see here 3 times, okay, which indicates that the first 3 octets of the IP address are the network portion. And if we are talking about the class D address, these are used for multicast groups. There is no need to allocate octets or bits to separate network and host addresses. And if we are talking about the class E addresses, these are reserved for research use only. So there are basically 5 classes, in which 3 are basically used for this showing the network portion, and rest of the 2 are used for different purposes. Then IP config. IP config, in this is a command used to find out the IP address of a certain network you are connected to. Then the next question is the how to use the IP config command. For this, click the start button, then type the CMD, that is command prompt, okay, on the search box. A black screen will appear as shown in the figure. Like next I will show you, and this here type ipconfig and press enter. The figure below shows the IP configuration window. Using the ipconfig command, the information from which windows will be useful, because it shows the IP address, subnet mask and default gateway of a network you are connected, okay. um, in the next is the assigning a static IP address. Here are the procedures in assigning an IP address on the Windows based computer system. First is the open the control panel's network connection icon, then open the icon representing your computer's network connection, then click the properties buttons in the status dialog box. So you can assign a static IP address. So this is all about today's session. This session powered by Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. Hope you have you are satisfied with my digital session, and if you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.